He was a playoff hero. Let's see if Jameson Taillon could do well for the Cubs again.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. We are your team every day alongside Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Use your profit boost on an NBA future and get entered for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Later in the show, we talk about Tom Ricketts' comments last week about Marquee being one of the best things the Cubs ever did. Spring training observations and overreactions from the first 3 games of the spring slate. And we start with Jameson Taillon as we continue our player preview series. Last week, we previewed PCA, Bregman, Bush, and Shota, if I remember correctly. And Jameson Taillon returns for his 4th season with the Cubs, 4th and final. 3.68 ERA in 25, 3.27 in 24, 4.84 in 23. Game totals across those same 3 years, 23, 28, and 30. Sam, we're going to break down Taillon in all sorts of different ways later. He'll be one of the guys we review that pitched actually over the weekend. But it's nice to have this nice veteran presence, and he's really pitched 2 years in a row, I would say, above his projection.
Happy Monday. I think that Taillon, for the most part, it was really rough in 2023. It was really, really good in 2024. It was kind of in the middle, but trending positively in 2025. And then he closed out the year well and had 2 very good postseason starts. When evaluating these pitchers, you just feel kind of like a broken record, right? He didn't throw a ton of innings last year, 129. He gave up a ton of home runs. The metrics don't love him. Fielded independent pitching, 4.65 is FIP based off his 3.68. And despite what Wrigley might have played out statistically, it just feels like he did a great job taking advantage of those conditions. JMO is JMO. He's going to have at least 2 starts, if not more, where you and I send a text about the 3rd or 4th inning talking about topics and get ready to go on. He's just going to have a couple on the road where he gives up 4 or 5 home runs. It's just how it goes.
Gosh.
That's just how it goes. Last year, I believe 19 of his 23 starts were 3 runs or less. If that's what he's going to do, I don't care about the other 4.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I don't care about the other 4. When the wind's howling in, he's a masterful pitcher. When the wind's howling out or he's playing at a hitter's ballpark, he's very susceptible to the long ball. What he did excellent last year was he found a way to neutralize lefties, with that kick change. We heard about that every time, that kick change.
Yeah, I know he's working on it again, too.
Yeah, that seems to be the key pitch because when he struggles, he gives up a lot of slug to lefties.
Yeah, I know he's tried to revitalize himself or keep up with the Joneses, if you will, as he ages, and maybe even doing so in spite of a little bit of a dip in velo. But I think his combo of pitches, as he continues to work on it, even at a ripe veteran place in his career, is nice to hear about. But we'll see if he could execute that stuff. And Sam, just looking at his baseball reference page today, his control and command really stuck out. He basically hasn't walked anyone in 3 years.
Right.
He walked 23 guys all of last year. I'm sorry. In 23, he walked 41, and then it's gone down, albeit he's pitched less games. 24 in 33 and 24, and then 27 walks to 98 strikeouts in just the 130 innings in 23 games last year. But that I do feel like that is a plus in his
It's a must. No, it's not a plus.
Right?
It's a must. Because
he has to do it.
If you give up that many home runs, you can't walk people. The minute that walk rate shoots up a few percentage points for him, it's trouble. Because if you're going to pitch a style where you're giving up the home run ball like him and Imanaga do, you can't walk people. You only get away in this business. You only get away with walking people if you strike out a lot of guys. And obviously, Jamo doesn't do that.
And please don't walk anyone with 2 outs. And stop walking the 7, 8, 9 hitter.
Right. Which he doesn't do.
Annoying things in this sport.
Yeah.
I know you agree with me on that.
No, absolutely. But Jamo doesn't do that. He doesn't really walk many people.
2025 playoffs. Here's what this brother did.
Yeah.
8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikes.
And it was really 1 run. Bush lost the ball in the sun.
He helped the Cubs clinch the wild card series over the Padres, and then extended the series in a Game 3 NLDS win against the Brewers. I know you've called him a hero. You said what he does from this point doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you still believe that? Are you gonna go back on your heels a little bit on that?
Yeah.
Seriously, I really appreciate what he did. I won't forget that. But the fact is that he has a responsibility on this team this year that is expected to do really well.
Well, I think the Cubs lost more balls in the sun this weekend than they did score runs. But
they look like me during when we would go out to those fields in 2020.
Yeah, just lose balls in the sun.
I would never catch them.
Oh no, you're good at hitting them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
one of the best fungo hitters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Maybe he's strong, but I'll always have a special place for that. You know, he delivered.
Yes.
You know, I mean, think about it like this. The Cubs have won in my life, 2, just to making sure I have this right, 2 win-or-go-home games at Wrigley Field.
Oof.
One was Game 5 against Cleveland that Lester pitched. And the other one was Jameson Taillon. No. And then, they won more because this year they won 4 and he pitched into half of them because I forgot the 2-0. So they won 4 win-or-go-home games in my lifetime, meaning if they don't win, they're eliminated. 3 of them came this year, and he pitched in 2 of them.
Wow. Yeah, that's special.
I presented that poorly.
Yeah, so in 15 or 17, there wasn't any of those.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, they were down 3-0 against the Dodgers. I think they won that game.
I have to take a look at it.
17. Yeah, I might have missed that. That's on me. I might have missed that. Might be 4 or 5. I might have missed that. 17, remember to avoid the sweep with Arrieta on the mound, 2 Baez homers in 17. That's on me.
Coming up next, the first 3 spring training games did happen. And we go over some observations, overreactions, and other reports as well. Stay tuned.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. You ever wanted to experience the NBA Finals live and in person? FanDuel is giving you the chance to turn that dream into a reality with their NBA sweepstakes. Here's how it works. Use your profit boost on any NBA future, and you'll automatically be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. That's right. Flights, tickets, the whole experience. Folks, last night over in the college ranks was one of the worst regular season losses in program history for the University of Illinois. Outside shot at a 1 seed, locked into a 2 seed, probably with a win. They blow a 23-point lead, lose in overtime at the buzzer, let the UCLA point guard, I forgot his name, I apologize, go coast to coast in 4 seconds to lay the ball in. Last 4 losses, all of buzzer-beating fashion or overtime fashion. It's March, and I'm ready for baseball. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Use your profit boost on an NBA future and get entered for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Baseball is back, and you could lock in by joining the Everydayer Club, which gets you ad-free episodes. For the next week, you could use code SPRING for a free month. Go to LockedOnCubs.supercast.com or tap the link in this episode description. Well, the Cubs played 3 spring training games over the weekend, and there are some things to talk about.
Donovan Dent is the name of the UCLA point guard. I apologize, Donovan.
As the Cubs started 0-3 to the spring slate, which matters zippo. Okay, and at least not right now, not anywhere close. I do want to start with the place that where the battles are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the last reliever spot and the last bench spot right now.
And that's where it does matter, by the way.
Yeah.
There are certain, like, does it matter that Taillon pitched bad? No. Does it matter that a certain guy, I'm sure you're about to get to, in the bullpen walked 4 guys because he's battling and that's been the whole part of his career? Yes, that matters, right? There are certain things that matter for certain guys, but the overall result, despite the episode we did last year where you tried to convince me that the spring training record was going to translate, and it did.
And it did. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. But go ahead.
All right. I'm sorry. Is that canned water?
Yeah, it's from Lifetime.
Notable relief pitchers who pitched this weekend. First of all, Daniel Palencia and Caleb Thielbar did both throw a scoreless inning. Just wanted to be thorough. Just did want to note that.
Noted.
Aside from that, there were 5 other performances that we have to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Porter Hodge threw 25 pitches the other day. 8 were strikes.
Yeah,
he walked 4 guys. He's off by projection after 1 appearance.
Well, no, and
he can make it back on, but right now he's off.
No, and that is when you have a guy that's young and one thing's kept him from having major league success, which is control, and then he comes out in the spring. It doesn't matter spring, summer, fall, winter. He could be pitching in the Olympics, the WBC, whatever it is. If he's walking people, it's a problem because that's what's gotten him in trouble, and he doesn't have a track record yet. So that does matter.
Let's see. Hobie Milner, 2 runs on 3 hits and his 1 inning of work on Saturday.
Not worried about that.
Yeah, not too concerned about that. He looked good in a Cubs uniform for the first time.
Interesting.
Let's see. Luke Little.
Who doesn't look good in a Cubs uniform?
True. Luke Little looked better on Saturday. Allowed 1 hit, and that was it. 12 pitches, 8 strikes, and his 1 scoreless.
See, that's important, right? Because if
he
walked four guys, same thing with him.
Yeah. Well, he's been susceptible to that. So
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Him and Hodge, you got to watch the balls and strikes.
A couple other guys that are on the 40-man that did well so far. Gavin Hollowell. Cubs clearly like him to an extent. They picked him up a couple years ago at this point, maybe about a year and a half ago or so. He had a perfect inning the other day, striking out the side. Got that funky arm action.
Is he a Zombro candidate?
I don't know if he's been working with him or not.
That's my name for any guy that could turn into like the Brad Keller that we don't know about. Like, is he a Zombro candidate? Like
yeah. So I'd like to see. I should go back and see like Brad Keller's spring game logs last year.
Because this team will not make the playoffs if they don't have another Zombro candidate come out of the woodworks in the bullpen.
Yeah,
they will need somebody to do it.
I hadn't heard that phrasing before, Zombro candidate. I like that.
Well, I just made it up.
Hollowell, well, yeah, of course. Hollowell would have to do that like another 2 times, I think, for me.
Probably at least 4 for me.
Okay, like 4 total or 5 total? Yeah.
Yeah. Does it matter?
Yeah. So
let's do a who's on first bit.
But he's
that's the slogan.
He's shown flashes before, and he's got some arm action that the Cubs may like, and they could do something with.
Anytime a guy strikes out the side, it gets your eye. You pay attention a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So did Jack Neely. Remember him? One of the pieces in the Mark Leiter Jr. deal with the Yankees at the deadline, and the just weird 24 season. Neely struck out the side, walked 1 in his 1 scoreless inning. Again, he's on the 40-man. So in terms of making an opening day roster, his odds are better than the so-called non-roster invitees. There's no notables from the non-roster pitchers yet. Actually, I don't think any of them really got in yet. So we'll see if that changes this week. Two non-roster outfielders, Sam, that are vying for the last bench job along with Kevin Alcantara is Dylan Carlson, who went 2 for 2 Sunday, and Chas McCormick, who went 1 for 5 in 2 games. Not sure if you had anything to add on those guys, but Council did talk about Alcantara the other day, and Alcantara talked about Council, and they both spoke highly of each other. And it seems like Alcantara has a shot, but I'm still leaning towards Carlson at this point. And let's see. Seiya played center the other day, Sam. He's playing center for Team Japan in the WBC.
Which is why he's playing center here.
Yeah, and then Shaw debuted in right on Saturday. He had one fly ball hit to him. His route was, to be kind, shaky. But we'll see how that progresses.
Was it as clean as my routes back in 2020?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was similar. To be real with you.
Okay, was fishing for a compliment, didn't get it.
Eddie. Well, I remember you being really when I would hit the fungos.
It's too late.
No, but you were pretty sharp out there.
Yeah, not anymore.
And your hitting surprised me at times.
Can you believe that was 6 years ago?
6 years ago this spring. We were out there.
All right. In terms of spring training takeaways, I don't really have any. I got really into it on Friday for about 20 minutes. When Suzuki homered, I was pretty excited. I was actually going to send you a text, but I figured you were still in school.
Correct.
That's about it. I mean, you know how I am with these games. I mean, the for me was the Hodge thing. That was like my only, and I already just spoke.
Oh, it was horrible, man.
That's sad because he's
in a way, yeah, for him personally, right.
At this time last year, he was the guy we were looking at to be the best guy
the dude, yeah.
in the bullpen. So, but it's one outing. It's early. It could flip, and he'll get back out on the mound and. Steele had a nice appearance, made some headlines on Saturday, I think, with just he
was in the booth.
Yeah, for a couple innings.
Wow.
With Cohen and JD just talking about his progression and things of that nature. I shouldn't say made headlines, but it was just, he said he's throwing, what did he say, 85, 87, then he throws 90, whatever. But yeah, spring training, they're 0-3. It'd be nice to not lose a ball in the sun tomorrow. Or not give up a triple play where Shaw just decided to just walk off the base today. That was really an odd play. Did you see that play?
I didn't know.
So they had first and second, nobody out, and Suzuki had a base hit to right field. but it was softly hit. It was softly hit. And the base runners got stuck together at third base. They didn't read each other.
So one of them went.
And then Suzuki got thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. And then they got the one guy out. I forget who it was, the other guy at third base. And then Shaw just left the base and he got tagged out. So it's a triple play.
Inning over.
So it's spring training, I guess, at every fundamental, every basic fundamental. I when I saw the replay of that got sent to me, I started to think I was, missing something.
Yeah, work that out now. Get that out of your system now.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I would say to my second graders.
Later this week, we're gonna discuss and follow up on that. This is the last week for the WBC guys. They leave on Sunday, March 1st.
Are you excited for that?
And my excitement level hasn't really changed since we last spoke of this.
I'm pretty excited.
I think when that Friday night when the U.S. plays, I'll start to warm up to it.
And I have a take. Maybe I'll save it for.
Maybe we should get together for that game.
Yeah, I have a take. I have a take. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
So I actually think it's an important tournament for Aaron Judge.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll elaborate later. I'll leave that.
All right. Let's hear that later this week.
Yeah. I think it's an important tournament.
Very good.
Him. Yeah.
Jonathan Long did leave the game on Saturday. His injury status hasn't been updated as far as I know.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
And one really good update on Sunday, Moises Ballesteros is with the team after getting his visa issue resolved. Coming up next, Tom Ricketts talked about Marquee when he met with reporters last week. We dive into that next. Today's episode is brought to you by Indeed. Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position you have to fill is still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed, sponsored jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for, skills, experience, location. So you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's the stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes with Indeed sponsored jobs. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all the boxes. And when you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions do apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. Welcome back to Locked On Cubs, the number one podcast on the Chicago Cubs. We give you everything a Cubs fan could want, all in a 30-minute daily podcast. Cubs owner Tom Ricketts spoke with reporters last week at spring training, and towards the end of his availability, he was asked multiple questions about Marquee and the Cubs TV future, and we really have not discussed that yet, so this is the time. Quote, given all the market headwinds for RSNs, I think Marquee is one of the best things we ever did. To be in control of our own destiny and be able to produce the games we want to produce, the way we want to produce them, with the right people and the right staff and the right level of production quality. For us, it's been a huge home run. It's been able to give us a chance to control our own destiny for a while. And it's been maybe the smartest thing we've done in all these years, close quote. No, it's not. When you announced the creation of this network in February of 2019, 12 months before it launched, I believe I was at Dave & Buster's in the great city of Chicago with Sam when it launched. You told us it was going to be a 24-hour channel centered on one team. What happened to that?
Wait, is that true?
Yeah, I was at Dave & Buster's for a boxing event in the city with our friends.
Yeah, it was Fury. It was Fury Wilder.
There, you and I were just there.
Yeah, we were watching Cubs spring training. I thought that was February of 20.
Yeah, that's when the network launched.
Yeah, I think you said February 19.
Well, that's when they announced it.
Oh, that's when they announced it. But
yes.
February 20, we were out watching.
Yes.
It was Fury Wilder 2.
Yeah,
great fight.
And that, yeah, I actually remember that.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, first of all, there ain't only 11 spring training games. I want to give you their first day of programming on Friday on Marquee. Can I just run this down for you?
6 years ago already. Man.
I know, another 2020 reference.
Yeah.
Actually, shoot, it was probably 6 years to the day.
Almost.
Here's Friday's programming on Marquee. 5 hours of paid programming, 3 hours of betting shows, 1 hour of NBA talk, 5 hours of various Cubs reruns, then the spring training game. After the spring training game, 4 hours of Iowa high school wrestling, then a replay of the spring training game, and that's it. On the first day of Cubs spring training, there was only 11 hours of Cubs programming. That's not 24/7 unless they changed the phrasing.
What type of basketball talk are they doing?
I don't know. And I get it. Maybe some of this helps them pay the bills, but
does it?
Why did you sell us a bill of goods? And why did you keep going down? Last year they did And I remember we weren't happy last year. They did how many games did they do last year? 17. Now they're down to 11. What's next year? 5?
Can we rewind a sec?
Yeah.
How does Iowa State wrestling help pay the bills?
I'm not sure.
It's not even the Illinois State wrestling.
It's from a different state.
They can't even give us the in-state product. I've said this a lot on this show, and I'm not saying it from an arrogant perspective. I don't know why Marquee doesn't link up with us, CHGO, Setup Man, whoever it is, and just
run all the shows.
Run shows, and
Right.
people would listen to that, and you could make it fun. You could do like, here's a Locked On Cubs episode after the Cubs walked off. Look at how crazy Sam is, or after it'd be funny. Again, maybe I'm being, and I'm not trying to be arrogant. All the shows, CHGO or Setup Man, and whoever. If I'm missing anybody,
well, CHSN is doing podcast stuff on their air.
Yeah.
Why does it Marquee?
Just people would. I can't imagine people wouldn't watch that as much as they would an Iowa wrestling match on a Sunday night.
Well, it would at least provide round-the-clock Cub stuff.
Yeah, it would at least provide around-the-clock Cub stuff. And paid programming, that I get. That pays the bills.
Right.
But Iowa wrestling, sometimes I see fishing.
Right, putting.
And I will say they've done a little bit better than I thought with the Bear stuff. Because I think they get I might be wrong on this. Is it Waddle
things about
Waddle Wannstedt, right? Or is it just Wannstedt?
Yeah, Waddle, Wannstedt,
yeah,
Cole Wright.
Yeah, I would listen to that. But again, that's not really what it's supposed to be. And I get it. I don't have a lot on this. I've said my piece on Marquee. I go watch the Santa Claus 3 and what Jack Frost did to the North Pole. That's how I feel about it. And it's just too corporate for me. I miss the way it used to be. Call me old school, an old head, whatever you want to say. I get it. I don't understand finances. I'm not a finance major. I'm not I did go graduate the business school at Loyola. So I was just going to say I wasn't a business major, but I guess technically I was. Oh boy. But you know what I mean. I don't understand the stuff that's above me. So maybe I'm being naive, or ignorant, whatever the word is. But it's just not. It's not the same, and it's not as good of a product.
Well, and all the national rights for baseball end after 2028, and Rob Manfred wants to somehow bundle the local and national beginning in 29, and with 15 teams already under league control for their TV rights, I think the Cubs are going to milk Marquee for whatever is left of it this year, next year, and in 2028. But then after that, I think it's gone.
And one of my pet peeves in sports, this is mostly coach speak, but in this case, it's owner speak, is when you take something and then you just like overdo it on the other side. So like to say, maybe he could have said, I know that people have some opinions on Marquee. I still think it's been a success or whatever. To say it's the best thing we've ever done. That's when I feel like as a fan, you're insulting me.
Yeah.
Because isn't it our decision if it's the best thing you've ever done?
Correct.
And it surely isn't making you that much money. So you can't use that as a counter. Well, no, it's not your decision. We're making $1 billion gajillion. No, well, you're not. So,
well, what's that clip that went viral with Zach Lowe? We'll have to borrow that where we keep track of the commercials.
What a podcaster!
He did a rant on like the Cleveland Cavs TV.
Oh,
broadcast.
you listened to that? I didn't send that to you, did I? But I listened to that.
No,
too.
I don't think you did. I think I saw it on one of the media sites I read.
Yeah, he did. I listened to it. It was like it was commercial based about just like, hey, no, he was mad because like they're doing like an ad in the middle of a play.
Oh.
And so he's like, they're going to an ad or a replay. And I missed like a layup, like it's his job to watch every play. And he's like, I don't know who scored, what happened, and things like that.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of the other side of Marquee.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep tabs on that.
Love
year.
Zach Lowe, by the way.
All right, Sam. That was, we got a lot more spring training this week and beyond, but we're only 30 Well, if we count this as Monday, 31 days till opening day.
Fergie.
So, wow.
Right?
Yep. Fergie and the Mad Dog, Greg Maddux.
Do I have Fergie right? See, I'm so unsure of myself.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. For those of you on video, we send you to the 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. And on audio, make sure your second listen is Locked On MLB. He's Sam Olver. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Catch the baseball.